sometimes you just have to do it, as a writer. You don't need all these tools and ideas when you're coming up with 1,000 ideas. You're like, I got a new idea. I got another idea. It's like people enjoy talking. They enjoy talking about their ideas, but then they don't want to spend the time, take the steps to carve it out and make it into something. They're like, I got this idea for this artwork, but can you do it? Or it's almost like they want to impress you with their ideas, so you could tell them that they're smart, creative, that you have value, you have worth. But the truth is that people don't want to do the work, that they'd rather just talk about it. Like if you just have a notepad right here, like traditionally, and you just write down your ideas. But then if you wanted to carve a story out, then you have your phone. I'll use a drink. This is a black tea. And just write down what your log line is. What is your story about? You could write it as you go along, or you could outline it. It takes starting something. And I'm telling you from my personal experience that I've made mistakes, but as a writer, I'm always going to be confident to go back and do it again, because I've done it, and I made mistakes because of other things, outside distractions, and even things that I take personal responsibility for. But sometimes those things are meant to happen because you're meant to learn something, and maybe your characters could benefit from your life story. If you're spending all your time online talking to people about your ideas, or I got this idea, or I got this story, or I experienced this, then where does that get you? Because you're talking about it. It's all you're doing is talking. It's almost like vlogging about it. Like, I got this story, and I have this idea, and I'm gonna do this and all that, and then you never do it. People are like, I have this YouTube channel, and I'm gonna have these exciting vlogs, and I'm gonna be posting daily or a couple. Why do people do that? Why do people say they're gonna do something, and that they're gonna put all this time and energy into it, and then they don't do it? What's the purpose of people saying they're gonna do something and then they don't do it? Imagine if you're moving and you needed someone to help you, and they're like, yeah, I'm gonna show up at this time, because you got your truck and you're ready to move your place and you have to be out on that day, and then they don't show up and they don't call you, and then maybe they call you a week later, oh, sorry I couldn't come and all that, but I had something that's come up. Do you want to be around those type of people that can't even be honest to say, hey, I can't show up, this came up? But do you want to be around people that don't show up in your life? That's like if you have a film crew and people are hired to be there, and then they don't show up, and they got paid, and then you can't move on without them because they have instrumental role in you making your film, especially if they're the DP. How could you shoot your film if you rely on the DP? So you always have to have a backup plan and be ready to go. Have a plan B, because people are not always honest, and they don't have the integrity. But when it comes down to yourself and you need to get things done, then you just do it. You make it happen, because you control it. You control what happens, the time, the energy, the effort that you give, you control it. Because if you want to shoot something, you want to shoot it yourself, then you just do it. Then you know it gets done. If you want to edit it, then you edit it. If you want to do sound design, then you do it. If you need to take photography, then you do it. You do these things because you can. Because when you start to rely on other people, or you surround yourself with people that like to talk, they like to listen to themselves talk and talk and talk and talk, and then things don't get done, there's no action taken. Let's just talk Talk doesn't become anything. Trust me, it does not become anything because people like to talk. I've known other filmmakers that just talk and talk and talk and talk, and then they don't complete films. Maybe they do one, that's it, in a span of many years. And then it's everyone else's fault. They didn't do it, or they're angry, or they're bitter, or things didn't work out in life, or they don't want to see you follow their footsteps, so then they're going to be hard on you and give you tough love. But at the end of the day, they didn't do anything. They're not doing nothing. They want to latch on to every new opportunity. A lot of people like to talk about money. Like, they're so focused on money and they become money hungry. Like, they just want the money and they talk about the money and they need to make the money. They need their fame. They need their popularity. It doesn't even become a creative process. Then you know that you don't really need much. Look, there is a notebook, a small one. There is a phone. There is a writing utensil. This is actually a nice pen. This is a Sensei. And there's a drink. Spend time writing something. Fill those pages. Like, don't be buying a bunch of notebooks if you're not going to be writing in them because you feel like you're a writer. Like, I need to go buy another book. I need to go buy another notebook. I need to buy a writing pen. I need to buy a highlighter. But are you using those things? Are you just stuffing your office with stuff that you're not even using? So you could go talking on Instagram and on Facebook that you're a writer because you have all this writing utensils. You have your computer, you have a new program, you got a new Final Draft, you got Magic Writer, whatever programs there are out there, Celtics. You have these things and that you could write because you're a writer, because you have these things and because you think you're a writer. A writer is disciplined. A writer goes through a lot of challenges. A writer uses their past to collaborate with their storytelling. A writer goes through ups and downs. A writer goes through a lot of obstacles. A writer experiences criticism. People judge them. They even judge themselves, and they're hard on themselves. A writer understands what they're getting into. You have a notebook, pen, a phone that you can look up things that you need to look up. You have a drink to hydrate yourself, and if you want to get something to eat later, then you can. You control your journey as a writer, and you don't have to listen to me because I'm not famous. I don't have a ton of scripts out there, but I know. I've walked the steps, and I know what it takes, and I know what to do, and I'm going to do it, and I'm doing it right now, and I want to see you doing it now. I'm not going to call you YouTube family or hey YouTube and all that because I'm talking directly to you. If you're like one of my subscribers, one of my 85 people right now, which I don't have a lot, or if you're someone that just stumbles onto one of my videos, then I want you to really think about your dream. Do you really want it? Could you fill that role? So say if you have a dream person you want to get, like I want this dream relationship, can you fill that role? Like if it came to you right today, could you insert yourself in that role and live that life? Like, is your life positioned to do it? Ask yourself. You want to go drive a dream car, Maserati or Lamborghini or Lotus. Could you maintain that car? Could you park it somewhere safe? Could you maintain it and pay for all the repairs and all the things and pay for the insurance? Could you live your dream right now? And if you can't, then why not? If you're a writer, you don't need anything. You don't need a fast car. You don't need a lavish home. You don't need a bunch of friends. You don't really need a lot. You just need to write in this book, write characters, a story, and transfer that energy to your screenwriting software and get it done. Treat it like a job and be passionate about it and get it done. I can't emphasize this enough to tell you that you can make it happen, but do you really want it? Do you want that writer's life? Can you fit that role? Can you assume that role, or do you just want it to impress others, to show people like, look what I'm doing, look at my story, so people can tell you're smart and you have value and you have self-worth and that you're important and that you're and that they're proud of you? Do you need it for reasons that are that to fill voids within yourself, or do you want to write to change the world? Do you want to tell stories like cautionary tales? Do you want to teach people things? Do you want to show people, okay, if you do this, this is the life you're going to live through your own perspective? The writer has power, and the power is on the page. And you pick up this pen and you glide it, you write it on these pages, and you get it done. Until the next time, value yourself, respect yourself, love yourself. Peace out.